You must be the agent under the command of Nick. I'm the director. It's rare of me stepping out of my office to do fieldwork, and I usually bark orders from the comforts of my office. This mission is one of these rare cases. Lieutenant, the agent needs to know what's going on and why we're having this conversation.
Certainly, sir. Don't be alarmed, Agent. The director doesn't step out of his office for a meet and greet. If he's moving around, then something very serious went down. Recently, a content creator known as E.G Studio visited the Shadow Sector for assistance. It's very rare that a content creator is seeking assistance from us. He informs the director that NT Goat is doing a story about him, and not in a good way. It turns out that E.G's ex-girlfriend came to NT Goat to turn in her testimony against E.G. Intelligence were immediately dispatched to investigate this accusation. Once Intelligence finished their findings, they discovered that some of MSD Wolf's fingerprints is on it. This prompted the director to take action. Last year, the director dispatched Special Ops to put an end to the slander of the transit prodigy by MSD Wolf. Not only that, Agent, she was also responsible for stalking a MTA worker known as Sandy. So for the director, this is personal, and this is why he's here.
Agent, your target is E.G. Your mission is straightforward. I want you to clear his name. I'll be conducting an interview with E.G. to hear his side of the story. We've got more pressing matters, Agent. Let's fulfill E.G's request and wrap this mission as soon as possible. Dismissed. And if you see something, write something.
Welcome to the lounge. My name is Shadow, and I have a story to tell. This week's topic isn't about the failed battles of the septic sector. This topic is about the world of the cosplay sector. Cosplayers is a huge community of people playing dress up way past Halloween. They appear in Comic Cons across the country to support their favorite shows, meet celebrities, and photo ops. But like any other sector, there's always drama. This is E.G Studios, also known as Emery Gray. Not only he's a cosplayer, but a die-hard Nintendo buff, particularly the Legend of Zelda franchises. His charge? He is being accused of blackmail, sexual misconduct, and SA with his ex. The story starts off when E.G sent the director the link to NT Goat's latest video about him. This isn't the first time NT Goat and the director cross paths. Who is NT Goat, you asked? He's another storyteller, exposing other YouTubers and transit buffs who have gone rogue. If you want to learn some of the dark sides of the transit sector, you can go over there and check him out. However, in our last episode, he was doing a story about the transit prodigy. For a recap, Joshua decided to play dress up in women's clothing and made a hashtag about autism. That didn't sit well with the director's former friend, MSD Wolf, who wanted the director to do a story about Joshua. Of course, the director refused, since not only he's a best friend of Joshua, but his actions aren't even considered a threat, since Joshua himself is autistic. So she went to NT Goat instead, and that's when the battle started. But during the director's investigation to this sudden drama, E.G informed the director that MSD Wolf blocked him from out of nowhere, which is strange, since at the time she introduced the director and Joshua in a group of people playing Super Smash Bros. There was nothing the director could do about that. Going into 2024, E.G again contacted the director about Wolf attacking him. The director decided to do a quick look, and it turns out that Wolf is accusing E.G of pedophilia. This angers a few people, even went as far that a bus driver wanted to get his hands on him. Here's where the bullshit starts to appear. 1. Wolf blocked E.G, so how he's bothering her and her boyfriend if they blocked him, unless E.G has a second account we don't know of. And 2, where is the pedophile remark coming from? How convenient that not too long ago, she introduced him to the director and the transit prodigy. It's sounding like a complete 180. Now into the present. Within NT Goat's comment section, there's two sides. One is congratulating blindly for NT Goat's discovery, and the other side is defending E.G. This is where the Shadow Sector steps in to investigate. Witness 1, also known as Dez, came to NT Goat with her experience with E.G. Dez is not her real name anymore. She had it legally changed. However, her former friends have a different opinion on Dez, and it ain't pretty. But to be fair on both sides, we'll hear Dez's side of the story about E.G.
Hi, my beautiful, lovely TikTokers, everybody here and stuff like that, cosplayer gamers and all that, wicked spirituals, and everyone giving you love and peace from Aura. I have a little story time to say, and I'm ready to expose my ex. So I'll just get down to business. Okay, so me and this person, we met back in 2016. This was the ending. So basically, he was dating somebody, but he was also interested in me. And the thing is that I felt disturbed a bit when I found out fetishes and things that he liked. Like, example, girls using the restroom. He has a feet fetish. He also has a thing where girls like gas and stuff. And also, he's into minors that he's been grooming and manipulating and controlling minors and asking them for this and that. And I've also heard that he like I said, I'm exposing him, so if he finds out, he finds out. I don't care. He know who he is. He has had sex with minors before. I've heard of that. The thing is, I've also went through his phone that one time when he was drunk because he has abused me. He molested me, sexually assaulted me, especially like during my relationship with my lover. Not gonna mention names. They got me pregnant and doesn't know that and said quote unquote when he was drunk, because this has been happening for like the first 3 times I had a friend that stopped it, and the other 3 to 4 times they weren't there. So it was like he almost unalived me those 3 times. And not only that, what I feel from this all, and I should have seen this coming because it's been happening from 2016, it didn't start until like around 2017 to 18. So between 2017 at the beginning all the way, like it wasn't all the time, but it was once in a while when he got so raged out, and if he didn't have his things his way, he would do everything he fucking can to get that attention. He goes after girls who are girlfriends, who are fiancés, who are wives, who are single. He can't control his fetishes at all. He is too unstable. I was the first person he put his hands on, and I don't care if he gets mad about this because now I'm to the point where I'm ready to expose him. So if you want, read the comments, read the description, read everything from what I said, because that's all true of all the stuff I said, so that way it could give you a bit of a backstory, and I'm gonna make part 2 from this. Hey guys, what's up? So this is part 2, I'm just gonna get straight into it. So, okay, the moment that like he was dating this girl, I kind of didn't want to get involved, but he kind of fell in love with me. But I didn't know if he really loved me or he was just lusting for me. So it's like he tried to put this charm act, mind you, he's narcissistic, he's controlling, he's manipulative. He has a disturbing fetish of the things I said in the first video. I don't know if I said it or if I did, sometimes I will forget, so bear with me because I am a bit autistic and sometimes I have a bit of speech delays and stuff. That's why I said bear with me. It doesn't sound like it's making much sense, but trust me, if you wish to read everything in here, please look at the following video, read the description and read the comments, so that way it could help you get a better understanding. But I'm just trying to speak up the real story, so let me get back into that. So even though everything was fine for the first few months, around 2017, mind you, I was just 20, he was 29. We were about to turn, I was about to turn 21, he was about to turn 30. He started asking me for weird pictures and stuff like that, and to ask for videos. Now, I was not into these. I thought if it was the normal things, okay. But when he started asking me vulgar things, I kind of told him I was not into it. But it was like he kept being persuasive, pushing till I give in. So I give in and stuff. And I thought I could trust him because I was not into those things because I felt like I was forced into it. I really knew I was actually being forced. And, you know, it's like, it was like really disturbing and stuff, and I didn't like doing it, you know, because it was like I was blindly in love. Like, we broke up, we got back, we broke up, we got back, you know, it was like a back and forth shit. But I already lost the feelings. It was more of a trauma bond where he kept controlling me and stuff, kept manipulating my feelings and everything like that. And then like sometimes past then, close to like from somewhere in the middle of summer to next year is when he started to be more aggressive, more like, I mean, I can't remember all of it because I have friends who can help me remember these things, but he has put his hands on me not once, but 6 times. And the 7th was the last straw. He sexually assaulted me, molested me, almost unalived me, gave me an STI, and I was basically pregnant with this child. But I'll set the rest in part 3. Give me a minute. Hi guys, what's up? So this is part 3. Like I said, I'm trying to put so much into it. So yeah, back to what I was saying about the whole thing of so giving everybody a trigger warning. Please understand that I am not trying to trauma dump or anything. I am trying to express my story and I am trying to get this out there. So any of you have any issues with this person, like I said, I cannot show it because this person has people that they could try to stalk me. So understand I am trying to protect myself, but I am also trying to, you know, expose without trying to get noticed. And I know it's going to get noticed, it's going to spread worldwide. So I'm trying to get this to spread worldwide. But anyway, back to that whole conversation. Yeah, so my ex had the audacity to reach out to my mother and say all this and send all this and stuff. He sent it to a lot of other people, talk a lot of shit about me. Like I said, I had a lot of witnesses that told me this, that send me pictures, videos, and everything, and screenshots of what he said and what they said and this and this and that, you know. It was to the point where this man was just completely obsessed. Like, he didn't care of which girl he was with. He is still obsessed with me till this day. But the last straw was at 2018 when I found out all about the fact I had an STI, the fact that I was also 1 month pregnant from January till now. And like I said, I went for all the kids, everything came out positive from the hospital because my area used to swell a lot because of how many times he's done it. And it was mostly when he drank when he was with alcohol, so it was like, it was really, really fucking bad. I would never lie about these things because what I went through, I would never wish this upon anyone. This man is sick. This man is horrible. And I'm not thrilled with everything that he has done. And I mean, I thought he was a good guy, but through the 3 years that I've known him, and even though he tried to contact me, this and that, you know, I try to avoid as much as possible. And every time when there was a situation, I would call him the fuck out, and he wouldn't like it, and he would try to get other people involved because he manipulated all those other people. So that's the reason why I told his brother, and when I told his brother told me this and this and that. I have all the evidence and screenshots of everything, but that's the reason why I'm not showing it in the public, because it will be spread worldwide, and if those wants to know, you can inbox me and ask me and I could show it there. Part 4. This will be my last one because I want to try to wrap it up as fast as possible. I know it's short and I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. But yeah, he has got multiple people involved. He has told a lot of people, like I said, things that they said, they were saying, oh, you're lying, he never did this, he never did that, I never seen it. But yeah, I went through his phone that one time when he was drunk. I went through everything, and all the messages I've seen was from minors, females and stuff. All these girls were very uncomfortable with what he was asking, and I didn't like it, and I would not lie about it. Yes, I will admit I have hacked into his account, but it was only for personal evidence reason. It wasn't because I want to be in his business. It's not my business of who he fucking talked to, but it's more of the fact when you were with me, you put me through all this, you mix with my emotion, then you end up with someone else, and when you end up broke up, you end up being back with me. And then you also put this other girl, when this other girl was pregnant with your child, but she had an abortion because she wanted to be with me. If that was how you really felt, you should have just stayed with her and left me and leave me the fuck alone. But the fact that the reason that I put up with him was because the fact he had my videos and my pictures and I was fucking scared. I didn't know what to do. at the time. Yeah, I had people who told me to leave him, but I said if I leave, he will expose me. They even said he was exposing you anyway and calling you all these names, saying all this and that. You know, and you didn't deserve that. Yet he put everybody against me. His family too. But yet you want to try to talk to my mom, and now you're trying to reach out to my lover and get my lover involved? Are you fucking insane? Like, what are you really trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? Because you're getting all mad in your feelings. The fact that you almost unalived me those times when you were drunk and never realized it. You were never sorry. You cried fake tears and everything after everything you said. You said you wanted to marry me, take me to Ohio and stuff, but it was more like you wanted to use me as your sex object and your sex slave and keep doing this shit until you kill me. Is that it? You didn't love me. You didn't care. And I'm not sorry for exposing you. Like I said, anyone who has this person, this individual, block and report him. Do not have him. Take all his accounts down. He is a predator. He is a pedo. He is a monster. Please believe the victims. Understand we never deserved this. I'm sick of it, and this is why I'm exposing him. I hope you have a blessed day.
Okay, so her side, she accusing E.G. of being a creep. Understandable if that's one side, and there's no counter-argument on E.G.'s side of the story. But it's Scarlett has a different opinion of her former friend.
All I know is she's a hoe and a slut, and she likes to throw her body around on certain shit. And I hung out with her a few times. Me and a former friend of mine literally cut the ties with her because of her behavior towards me, and she had a discrepancy with Chelsea. Their beef is a lot bigger than me and hers is, and she just literally cut everyone off for no apparent reason. As her relationship with Emery, all I know is that she uploaded a video of her and him, and it was X-rated. It went on some type of website online. I don't know the name of the website. You got to go to Emery about that. It was a big deal. She literally went to the cops on him and a whole bunch of extra. It's like a whole lot of drama with her. Oh, and by the way, she almost screwed Jesse Zamora while he was dating Chelsea. That is what Jency told me when the incident happened. Just to let you know.
And she's not the only one who knows Dez personally. Another witness named Mr. G also has something to say about Dez. You might want to grab whatever drink and smokes, because he's giving us a deep dive on why Dez has gone insane.
So, with Desiree, I want to talk about what was happening in 2016. In January 2016 until August 2016, Desiree started to turn her cheek around into the person that I never seen before. Ever since that she was dating with her ex in the name of Anthony Miles, the girl actually grew jealous and bitter as I was actually seeing my then new friend and getting to know my then new friend. Her name was Amanda. For Dez, that girl hated on Amanda for no reason. So for January 2016, January 19th, I should say, she called me along with Anthony when they were on 125th Street, saying that Amanda is a backstabber, she's not a good influence, and all this type of stuff. Now, keep in mind, I almost fall for it, and I talked to Amanda what was going on. So that was when, Amanda was telling her honesty, especially with Danny. They were kind of upset at how, Daz really tried to ruin their reputation and Amanda's reputation for no reason by trying to say those things. So with these things being said like that, it was not really cool. So that was back on January. But this was not the first time she actually did that. She has done that like 5 times by telling me about Amanda in separate months along with Anthony Miles. And for me, I was actually kind of gullible at the time, and I didn't do any much better. So, I was getting on Amanda's case and, talking to Amanda about what she was saying. That was when Amanda had enough with her crap and started to not really like her at all, because Des was bitter for no reason. You know what I mean? She was really bitter for no reason, talking about Amanda, bad things about Amanda, where she never met or know Amanda more. She only met Amanda once, mind you. She met Amanda once. And, for that to happen like that, I felt like that she will do anything she can to actually separate the friendship between me and Amanda. But it didn't work, because when I was getting to know Amanda more, Amanda was like much nicer, very sweet, very powerful. She was actually a great individual. So when I started hanging with Amanda almost a lot, with so much positive vibes along the way, she grew like jealous more. She grew bitter. But that was when things months later started to become intense. When things got more intense through her bitterness and jealousy that she had with Amanda, it grew uncomfortable. Keep in mind that Des and I were actually best friends at that time. With changes happening so much in her, facing her cheek around for no actual reason, I felt that things were not going to have, it's not going to be better for the friendship. So things turned for the worse, and it was back on August 20th, 2016. It was during a cosplay event in Central Park. I was with Amanda, Laura, and a couple of people to actually have a good time. Unexpectedly, Anthony and Daz actually came into the event. Things got a little okay until in the middle of the day. That was when Daz was actually talking to me personally, and she was starting to say a bad thing about Amanda. I don't know what was her issue that she got with Amanda. Her jealousy took so much for the worse that, as she was talking about Amanda, that was when I grabbed her arm to call Amanda over here. So as Amanda was coming, she was let go from me and she ran away. Now keep in mind, in 2017 or 18, I was falsely accused of pushing her when I didn't push her. I had to let go of her arm because of the fact that when Amanda was coming, I let go of her arm because she was pressuring herself to actually try to let go of me. So when she started running away, I started, feeling like emotional inside, because I felt like, why did this have to happen like this? For her to be territorial and really jealous of her. The craziest part about that girl is that the friendship went up and down. There was one thing I didn't like prior to the event that occurred on August 20th. In the beginning of August 2016, I don't remember the date honestly, but I remember the very beginning of August in 2016, I was actually hanging out with Jessica. So me and Jessica was actually meeting up with Desiree at her old place. She used to live at East 4th Street and Bowery. So as I met up with Desiree started to look at me in a mean and in the weirdest way. And she was having like a couple of bruises. And I was like curious as of why she was actually having a bruise. So, Jessica now was just like standing there. The audacity of that girl. She falsely accused me in front of my friend Jessica that I bruised her. And I never bruised that girl or hit that girl. I was falsely accused. So that was how she was actually making up that story, just like that. Because for her to falsely accuse me of bruising her, I never did that. So with that situation happening like that, it led to me and Jess to actually talk to each other about that. So that's why I told Jessica, I didn't bruise her. This was not true. So my friend Jessica already noticed that she was starting to act very strange, because it was unusual that her behavior had to occur like that. You know what I mean? Because keep in mind, I don't hit women. I wasn't raised to hit women. I raised to do well in life. So, with that being said, that was when Jess, started to pique a lot of vibe about her that really threw her off. She was starting to notice her jealousy, her insecurities, and her toxicity, because her ex-boyfriend started changing her around. The unexpected, in 1 month before that incident, on July 2016, when there was a much intensity about Amanda being talked about almost a lot, that was when the group and I started to see, we saw two of them unexpectedly at Bryant Park. Now keep in mind, Amanda don't want to talk to her and him. She was actually like not wanting to pay attention to them, wanted not gonna look at them. It was just so crazy that Anthony and Des actually came to me about her once again. That's what I started to tell Amanda about what they were saying about her. Because I don't understand why they actually had an issue with Amanda for no reason. There was no reason to have an issue with Amanda, because I know that Des was jealous about the friendship I had with Amanda. So when I told Amanda some things they were saying about her, that was when Amanda had enough. And Amanda really wanted to go after her. But the group and I held her because it was not really worth it. So for Des to actually cause more trouble, that's how I know the group and I were not kind of comfortable with them at all. So that's what we started to discuss about what was really coming on for this situation to actually happen like that. The unexpected, in 1 month. So I'm going to tell you a general information about Des in total. Des is known to actually spread a lot of lies, victim plays, and not only just that, causing havoc for everyone. Everyone, including some of the cosplayers, don't like that girl. So with Des is known to do those things with poor habits. I remember that me and my friend Tyler got at each other for a couple of years because she falsely accused him of rape. She falsely accused Tyler of rape in 2014. I used to kind of believe this, and me and Tyler had an argument. We didn't like each other for literally 2 years, so the friendship went up and down in an intense manner. But when things started to get out of hand, that's why I started to notice something wasn't adding up. Because I noticed that Tyler had not been in jail, arrested. So I felt in my mind that the story was not adding up at all. So that was when I started to hear more stories for Tyler's family. And the family members that were actually telling me about Dez was Romeo, Alex, who happened to die in 2018, and Justin and Oliver. The brothers knew what Dez was about. Dez was consensual because what Tyler was telling me, the story in the family home, Tyler told me that it was consensual. Tyler told me that she was horny, that she was freaky. Not only that, that she was actually freaky, but she was actually messing around with his brother too, named Romeo. Tyler actually told me that too. And I actually believe it because she was a freaky girl who likes to be cuddled, loves attention, likes to, have to hide the sexual desires in her. That girl was always so freaky. She was sexually too desirable to be around and cling on. So, as I remember from 2013, I used to see Tyler as a backstabber because I actually heard from Tyler that he actually had sex with her. Keep in mind, Dez was actually telling me in 2013 that she was actually having feelings for me. And I was having feelings for her as well. So the fact that Tyler was actually going out and had sex with her, I was not pretty happy. I was not happy at all. I felt very hurt and down about that. And I got on Tyler's case about it. So it got to some kind of a battle at each other. We yelled at each other over a girl like that. So, with me at the time, I actually thought of Tyler as a backstabber, and I felt like that he was actually betraying me. And you know what was crazy? All that time, Daz was hiding all along, because last year, 2023, which is nearly 10 years later, 2023, that's when Tyler was telling me that it was Daz all along who was making that decision and decided to go behind my back by going out with Tyler. And what I heard that from Tyler, I said in my mind, what took him so long to tell me? But despite that he told me late, I was pretty much hurt and I was not really happy. Because I started to feel bad for blaming Tyler by thinking that he was the backstabber in that decision when Des all along was hiding and made her choice of her own. I should have known that she was doing that all this time, staying quiet. And that's why I started noticing with her throwing this fucking false rape shit against Tyler. I used to kind of believe it because, that's at the time wanted to be an attention seeker. The strange behavior from Dad started in 2014 when Tyler was targeted about rape. And that shit was completely false because it wasn't added up since I started to hear a lot more from the family. Because the family witnessed all of that shit that Des does. So when I started dating Desiree on August 2013, just weeks after I see Tyler as a backstabber at the time, Tyler grew angry, jealous, and bitter. But I felt like now that I'm mature, I really understood why he felt that way. Because he was pretty much hurt at how that girl could actually switch so quickly to actually go out with me, as she was very promised in her feelings that she had that she was going to do that. So with me going out with Dez, it really hurt Tyler. it made Tyler completely angry and, upset. He was following Des around, and, he was just like giving the confrontation words to her because, he felt like that it was a stab in his back of what she was doing. So it got to an intense battle between me and him over her. And that's why I told Tyler I'm actually dating her. And this is the girl who she told me that she has feelings for me. I didn't blame, at that time when I was young, I didn't even care that he was mad. I didn't even care because I was liking Daz a lot. But it really kind of ruined the friendship little by little. But when it came to the rape story that occurred in 2014, it got more worse. So that's why I knew that Dez all along was all trouble. As I remember, before the end of the era of friendship happened for good, on August 23rd, 2016, me and my bestie Jessica started hanging with Desiree's group, who were also my former friends. It was Eli, Anthony Miles, Kayla, and multiple people that were actually there, along with Des. Things started fine because I actually thought that Des was actually okay after I already had a talk with her in regards of the incident of Amanda. I actually thought she was actually okay. Things got really good until things started to change really, really much after 2 hours of hanging out with the group and Dez. So, out of nowhere, I was actually intimidated by this girl named Kayla, and she was actually telling me about the wrongs that I was supposedly doing with Dez. And keep in mind, she was brandishing a small knife out of her pocket. I was growing pretty uncomfortable, and I started to notice that I started to notice a lot that all along I was being set up. So I was embarrassed and I was like really uncomfortable. So when that happened, that's how I know that I was completely betrayed. In the way how she started acting so different with me, along with Anthony and everybody else. So that was when Anthony does in the group wanted Jessica to decide if they were on their side or my side. So with Jess, she made a wise choice and stood there by me. So she stood there by me and come to hang with me alone. Because that was when the group got pretty bad and wanted to say about me a little bit in front of Jessica on things that were not true. Say that I was not a good influence, that what I did was wrong in regards of my supposed influence, that I was actually, doing something to Dez, but I never did nothing to Dez. You know what I mean? In terms of hurting her. Now, keep in mind, this was days after I grabbed her arm reasonably to actually call Amanda to confront her because she was saying, like, untrue things about Amanda, saying that Amanda's not a good influence. Why you have Amanda for always hanging around you? It was her jealousy and insecurity. That was the thing I didn't understand, why she kept on doing those things to Amanda. This is the unreasonable problem that she did to her. So after that hangout with these group that set me up, I grew hurt. I was crying. I was like very down, and that's when I was talking to Jessica about everything, about what Dez was really doing throughout this year and couple of years, because it was so much pressure to the point that I was not having it. So that's why I started to feel all that connectivity with Amanda, and that's why I started to call Amanda my best friend officially, because the best friend era between Dez and I ended for good. Keep in mind, I was having so much faith in Dez at that time from 2014 to 16 that she would do better in her changes in terms of her habits of lying, but since she didn't change that, it made it worse for her to actually lie about me almost a lot. It made the group become more intensely angry at me and made me look like I was a problem. August 24th, 2016, that was when the new era started to come through. That's when I was called Amanda my best friend, because Amanda showed me the huge best example of how she treated me. She was really honest, open, optimistic. She was not insecure. She never had an issue with Des at all. She was always so energetic. She always jokes around, made my day. We actually hung out together. We had like so much common interest, something that Des grew bitter and jealous about. It was no reason for her to be jealous because I have every right to be making new friends. And Amanda was one of the top example of having a new friendship with. So, with that being said, it wasn't kind of fair that she actually had to treat me this way and treat Amanda this way just because she had a territorial jealousy in her assumption that Amanda was a backstabber, not a good influence to be along. Her jealousy was just pretty bad that she wanted to catch me into attention to be gullible. And I almost fell into gullibility a few times. Keep in mind, I almost fell into gullibility a few times because I used to be too nice to Des. But the fact that things got too intense, I started noticing in my mind after I was being set up that I was taken advantage of. I was so hurt, man.
So as you can see, this is some vendetta across state lines. The director decided to have an interview with E.G. regarding these accusations.
What year and place you first met Des? I learned she changed her legal name.
I met Desiree in August 2016, changed her name in 2021 from what I heard.
Why did you two break up?
I broke up with her because I found out she was cheating through her old TikTok likey videos kissing another dude, tongue down the throat and all. Another fact, she even admitted that she cheated on me, and the reason from it because she assumed I was still in love with my ex who already had someone. So she decided to hack my account to see, not realizing it was old messages from year 2014 to 2015.
Do you have a foot fetish?
Yes, it's true, I do have a foot fetish. Any women can look pretty inside and out, but if their feet look ugly and I can't touch, I'm not dating, LOL. But real talk, I love women's beautiful feet.
There are rumors circulating that you've once had sexual relations with a minor. Is this rumor true?
Wrong. Never in my life I ever had sex with any minors. Desiree was at legal age when we hooked up. She was 20 when we started dating. And also, no, I never touched anyone in any cosplay event. In fact, I only went on cosplay bar event twice and only went to Castle Point Anime Convention 3 times.
What year you moved out of New York and moved to Ohio?
Moving out of NYC to Ohio, it was January 1st, 2021.
According to NT Goat, you blackmailed someone. Is this second rumor true?
Wrong again. I know better to blackmail anyone. Don't have time for that. Plus, it's immature and wrong. It never was my fault on how her photos and videos got worldwide. And it came from her for hacking my account. Everyone got a hold of them. And boy, I was shocked. I didn't want anyone to know what she was sending me because I was into it all. And I kept my promise too. Told her whatever is show me stays between us, no one else. She broke that promise.
Did you block Chelsea or did she block you, and why?
I never blocked Chelsea. She blocked me all because I told her Chelly was being very childish on the post messages on her Facebook between her and Shane, and I defended him and not her, so she blocked and became my enemy. Sadly, the last thing I said to her before she blocked me was she had a friend for life, and she ruined that, her and Jency.
That's all I need to know. I'll have my agents handle the rest. So rest assured, your name will be cleared.